Hey there, welcome to another edition of the Akashic Portal Insight for the week of April 6th through the 12th, 2020. I'm Jen Duchene, and I'm using the Illuminating Journey Cards that were created with the help of the Akashic Records. They're a perfect tool to connect the ancient with the new in this time, so helping us move into understanding of what's happening. I prepared the cards, so let's see what's going on. I'm actually doing this late. It's the 7th today, which is the full moon in Libra. Bringing completion to an old way of being. And let's see what is coming up. First one, how interesting. So this card, the 33, is showing up, and I believe this card showed up last time as well. So it's very interesting that we have the same card, which is the card of looking towards what is possible. So instead of looking backwards to what we had, we're being called to look at what is possible. And the way I look at the figure and what's showing up for me in the card today, because these cards change depending on what you're looking at and what's happening, but it's like, if you imagine yourself or part of yourself, the part of you that has been unexpressed, more of the spiritual soulful part that is in wonder with life. And the expression is this idea of coming through the portal and kind of looking at things in this sense, from a sense of wonder. Like, oh, here we have it, this amazing experience, and what am I choosing to take? So there's a sense of really stepping into awareness, almost like the cloud of whatever it is that we've been thinking about or living with is disappearing from our eyes, and now we're being given a new view of what is. And this card speaks to the opportunity, to the beauty around us, that there's all kinds of options. There's the water, the air, there's the kind of sacred spots, places that we might call home, there's the earth, even this idea of the leaf with the seed, there's the cosmos. It's all of these different aspects that we can kind of juggle with, or allow this propellant of this time to feed our imagination and to choose a new path. 33 is the number of vertebrae in our spine. 33 adds up to a 6. It's also what's called the Christ conscious number. And when I talk about that energy, I'm talking about the energy of truly, I have to put the card down for a minute, truly just being connected to that divine energy, the Christed energy, very, very ancient energy that is the light. It's the chrysalis of who we are. So bringing into light the energy of who we are is this awakening to a new sense of self. So that double 3, the 3 energy is all about expressing who you are. I call it the number of love, self-love. Like, how do I express self-love? By treating myself well, by expressing the energy of who I am, right? I bring it out into the 4. And then, of course, 6 is about family love, community love. This is what we're experiencing now. How are we connecting to our community? How are we being responsible from the point of view of responding to what's happening and choosing to see the wonder of this opportunity of the now, what is possible given the restrictions and the force of nature that is changing everything for us. And the second card is the magic bean. And so how amazing to have the magic bean. And we can almost say, like, here is the, which could be a planet, a moon, etc. Here we've been given or shown that the magic bean. So this deck has tools, numbers, and soul portals. So the 33 is the soul portal, the opening, the awakening, stepping into or beyond where we've seen, so we can see clearer and choose what we will do with the magic bean. So whatever that means to you, to me, this idea of being connected to magic, connected to the idea of birth, being a being, that there's seeds, the things we can grow. What can we activate through the idea of being in that space where magic is possible, that our imagination allows us to see things we haven't seen and to invest in things we may not have invested in. Like the things that we thought were important a few weeks ago are losing their compulsion. This idea like, oh, I must have that. I'm on the treadmill. I can't stop. Now it's like, oh yeah, now I have time to connect to the earth and to bring this idea of magic alive, or to seed my dreams, to seed the magic in the world. What is it that you alchemically would want to change or experience differently or bring to life? And so you're being given this idea. And so whatever you have in this pod, whatever that's true for you. So if you're thinking, this is hopeless, it's terrible, I'm just, doing my best to go backwards, then you're going to plant that seed as opposed to the seed of going forward. Like, what is possible? Given the fact I don't know what's happening and I have this magic bean, what will it be for me? This idea of Jack and the Beanstalk. I always think about that when I see this card. And Jack, in the purity of his light, choosing to take these beans instead of money, right? And coming home, his mother angry, throwing out the beans, and him seeing what the potential of this is, this beanstalk that's so big that is taking him to a magic castle that holds the Holy Grail, or the goose that lays the golden eggs, this opportunity for something different. If you're willing to go to bed without your supper, have this amazing experience, defy your fear of the giant, and do what you're being called to do, is all held in the energy of this magic being. The opportunity is here. How will you stand in it? How will you gaze out at what is being shown to you? What would be your point? This is what I want. I want to be able to connect people. I want to be a leader. I want to showcase my truth, my belief out in the world. What does that look like? So it can be something that looks really tiny or something that looks really big. It doesn't matter. Right? It's not the size of what you do. It is the intention behind you expressing who you are in the world, showing your love, using your creativity, imagination to connect to the people in your community, because we are all connected. So the people at home, your family, the people that believe the things you believe and that you want to reach. It's just amazing how this can all happen through that activation of that magic seed. And then the third card, well, I think this is so lovely that we have one of each card in this reading, which hasn't happened in a while. So how amazing is that? The potential of this energy for this week. And we have the 7. And the 7 could be an arrow pointing up or a lightning strike. It's forcing us to go within, but also to look at what's available. Like, there's only so much I have within me. But if I tap into my resources, I can tap into the cosmic insight. I can tap into the earth. I can use my body. I can use my mind and body together to activate a different reality, because reality is just created by our belief systems. So changing our belief systems. The 7 is a number of research. It's also considered lightning strike number that brings us sudden insight into what we could do different, or maybe where we've been thinking incorrectly, or thinking that has kept us stuck, and go, oh, this is what I've been doing and it's created this result. Now I want to do this new thing that I suddenly realized I have access to, or use my tools in a different way, or expand the way I'm thinking about what's happening so that I can, do something different. I can be energized into this new wisdom, this time we're entering, which is full of the capacity to increase our wisdom and the wisdom of the earth. It's important to understand that as we connect to who we are and we bring our soul more solidly into the world, that we're activating our humanness in a whole new way. We're connecting with people differently. We're being removed from the old way of being connected, which has been next to one another, but not really paying attention. And now going, wow, what is it that I value? What do I want to cultivate? What do I want to bring into more juicy aliveness? And how can I do that through my own body and my own being right now so that it can reverberate throughout the world? So there you have it, this week's reading, the 6th to the 12th of April. This idea of what coming into the world now, entering this portal of newness with a sense of wonder, activating that magic seed or magic being that's going to open up new vistas and new opportunities, because you're dealing with what might be considered a problem in a whole new way. Sorry, I'm just going to move this out the way for a second. So you're bringing new information to light. That's the 7. You're activating your intuition, parts of yourself that you may have ignored or not really looked at, and seeing how you can bring that into reality, how you can change reality by being different, by going, oh, what do I really value at this time? And what action do I need to take to bring that out of me and to change my experience? I'd love to hear if you had a different insight. Please share with me, or what you think about what showed up, if it has any significance to you. These cards speak to each of us differently as they expand our awareness. And I'm Jen Duchene of jenduchene.com. If you're interested in your own set of these cards, they are available at jenduchene.com/illuminating journey cards. Please like this video. If you do, subscribe. I really appreciate you subscribing and being part of the process as we change, as we move forward in this time. And definitely let me know if you have any questions. Till next time.